So it was the 4th of July, and we had Tammy's family up for July 3rd, her birthday, 40th. Happy birthday, Tammy. Thank you. Love you.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Can I shower at her house after my competition? Are you going to try to come?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Let's talk about that post pod. So it's a very real possibility. So we had Tammy's family in for the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Left the morning of the 5th, but they're from Wenatchee, so it's Raymond, Raymond, Stacy, Cypress, Sawyer, Josie, doxed now, but they were at our house. And they were all enjoying it.
Who's Raymond? The dad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. I mean, we reference Stacy most because she's a sister. And that's
right.
Just,
I don't think I met Raymond.
But because they're from Wenatchee, they can't have fireworks.
Right.
And they don't do
There's a
fireworks.
fire there right now.
There is a firework. There is a fire there right now, which was...
I passed it on the train.
It was right where they have 2 horses.
Oh, boy.
Or where their horses are stabled. They own them. They're at a different... They're not on their property.
Right.
You know. It's where their horses are stabled. And, yeah. And that started when they were here, actually.
Yeah, Saturday, right?
Yeah. And so... Anyways, they were over... And it was so fun. It was, like, so fun to watch them... do fireworks because we moved in this neighborhood last year, but it was COVID. And so like we were coming home from Tammy's in-laws and a lot of the neighbors know each other.
Tammy's in-laws, your parents' house?
we were coming home from Tammy's parents and we saw some fireworks in our neighborhood. We're like, oh, the neighbors, we heard the neighbors do fireworks, but we were just going home. We did our own thing. It was COVID. There wasn't as big a get together.
Yeah.
This year, there must have been 75, 100 people out there.
What?
Yes.
Block party?
A couple cul-de-sacs up. We got a small neighborhood. People don't drive up there. So it's nice for that reason. Quiet little neighborhood, but there was a block party. And so everybody gets around the cul-de-sacs. They put their chairs in the driveways, and everybody does their fireworks in the center.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. There was only one mishap when somebody did like a mortar thing, and it was like, doo, 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 doo. And on the third one, the box, it was one of those ones with multiple mortar box, MMB, and it flipped over. Yeah. So it was like douche, 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 douche on the side, and then one shot to the side, douche. But that side flip got it back up perfectly.
Oh, really?
It was weird. And nobody was reacting in the whole cul-de-sac. Like, I'm looking around like, did we just see the same thing? So maybe it's
Where'd the one-off go?
Into
someone's yard?
Into someone's yard.
Wow.
I mean, it just went. And everybody was just acting normal. But we were waiting for the big show to start. Because at the big show, somebody from one of the other neighbors who has the great Christmas decorations, he also has great 4th of July materials. But what I was going to say, it was fun to watch them do fireworks. Like Sawyer, who's 18, he didn't know what like a Roman candle was.
Because they're in such a Tinder environment that they're not allowed to do allowed to do fireworks.
No, they don't. And they're good people. They don't. They don't want to start the fire.
Right. We didn't start the fire.
They can sing that every year. Every 4th of July, they sing that. They gather around the hearth and they sing that song because they didn't do any fireworks. So it's fun to watch them. Like, they didn't know what a punk was.
Yeah.
Roman candles.
Piccolo Pete's.
They just got excited at stupid stuff.
Crying Johnnies.
And I love that. You know when you see like an innocent happiness and it's just like, it's kind of like a kid, like a toddler, seeing a penguin at the zoo or something for the first time. It's just like, it's just innocent and sweet. And
the beluga whales.
Yes, even Stacy and Raymond, they're older. I mean, they've lived a life, but their fascination with the fireworks was just fun to see. And so there's a neighbor, one of the guys in the neighborhood. Um, I don't know if he has his like pyrotechnics license or whatever, but he put on a full on show. So as we're driving up there, it's not that far, but we had so many chairs. It's like I'm not gonna haul these all up the hill. Yeah. So we drive up there, we park, we get our chairs out, 9 chairs, and we see on this dude's house all the boxes like wired on his roof. Doosh, all over. He's got the cannons
on the roof,
ready to go, ready to fire off the roof. So what happens is we get into the cul-de-sac, and after all the people...
Does he have like a plank to make it flat off his roof, or is it at an angle?
He has it all like set up. Like the boxes that they're in, they have the roof slope built into it, so they're all even. And so after we do our Piccolo Petes and our bees and our ground blooms...
Saturn rockets.
And our Saturn rockets. I love the Saturn rockets.
Snakes.
Oh, they have a dog poop one this year. Maybe they always have that one.
Is it based off the snake?
It's a snake basically coming out of a dog's anus. And so, but after we do all the dog's anus stuff, we situate our chairs at a certain angle so we can watch up to the left. This man's on the last cul-de-sac. He put on a 20-minute show.
Weesh.
It was like a whole city. It was like...
Rotary Club show.
Rotary Club, dude. What am I in Longview? What am I sitting around Lake Sacagawea right now?
Holy smokes! Are you allowed to say Sacagawea?
Shout out Pringle Ridge Farm. I think she knows what that's all about. Yeah, you sit around Lake Sacagawea, you watch the fireworks show. That's what this was like. We were watching the fireworks show, except we were on Mayvolt Ave or street or whatever I live on.
Doxed.
And oh dude, it just went on and on and on. But anyways, the innocent sweet part, it was like fun to watch somebody's like innocent happiness. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It was cool. Shout out my family.
Is this where the music starts?
10 minutes later, ring, start the episode. Oh, I forgot to hit record. No, just kidding. Never gets old. Before you start, sorry.
What about the microphone selection?
Microphone selection is good. I already checked it out. Before we start, I need to just acknowledge, I need to give a quick shout out. S/O is
S-O.
Will said Wellbutrin Magnum a couple episodes ago, and it was legitimately one of the funniest things that's ever been said on this podcast within a year. So yeah. I just need to acknowledge Wellbutrin XO, aka Wellbutrin Magnum.
That is what I am here for. On the fly comedy. You think I come up with this stuff ahead of time? Definitely not.
Oh, man.
I got to update.
All right, update us. Oh, fuck.
I got this jiu-jitsu competition coming up, correct?
Correct. Correct.
August 1st. Did I give you the last update of me accidentally doing the laugh cry emoji?
No.
Okay, so I got 2 updates then because I just realized that was on the list.
Does that have to do with the thing or no? Jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu.
It doesn't have to do with the laugh cry emoji though.
Yes.
They're related, interrelated.
Yes.
Okay.
So
intersect these two.
I signed up for this competition a while ago. It's August 1st. Submission only. Wenatchee, Washington Submission Series. We'll put their Instagram handle here. And they post a video of someone else that says, some sort of like, it was like a video or a picture of them, training, and it said, come fight me in Wenatchee, blah, blah, blah.
They reposted?
Yeah, they reposted that. The Washington Submission Series posted this other person that tagged them for this event in Wenatchee that I'm doing.
Oh, in your weight class.
I don't know if probably not. It's this small Mexican guy. I assume he's Mexican. I assume he's a guy.
Venezuelan, maybe.
Anyway,
Peruvian.
so they post that. I accidentally fat finger it, and
Ecuadorian.
I fat finger. You know how you can do the reactions on stories? Mm-hmm. I fat finger.
On the stories,
laugh, cry, reaction on this guy's call out. And so I was like, "Oh my gosh, what did I just do?" I did the laugh, cry reaction on this guy's
man.
call out, and I was like, "Oh, did I just get a rival for this competition?"
You can do that when you're the number 1 ranked fighter. And
I don't know if I am. This is my first competition.
you're the number 1 ranked fighter in this complex, I bet.
I have the best. I have the best record.
Do you think you have the best record in this
I have a perfect
apartment
record.
complex?
I've never lost before.
Never lost.
Also, never won. It's my first competition. So, yeah, I fat fingered that. And then the Washington Submission Series said he responded and they were going to post it, but then they never did. And I don't know what's going on.
Wait, who responded? White, walk me through. What happened?
Washington Submission Series reposts.
Right.
Let's call him Carl.
Carlos's
call out, like I'm training.
What was the sorry.
It was like
what
a video
was the call out portion of it?
It was like a video of him.
Come at me, bro.
Pretty much. Come at me, and then he tagged the competition, like sign up for the competition and come at me. And so I laughed, cried at that.
Arrogante.
Yeah. And then Washington Submission Series responds to me and does a laugh cry emoji and says he responded, I'll post it tomorrow or something, and they never did.
So what do you think happened? Do you think they let him?
I don't know. I don't know if they told him. I don't know if they were accidentally responding to me, thinking they're responding to him and saying someone laughed cried at you. I don't know, but it all just kind of washed away.
So you don't really know that.
But I felt like I gained a rival, whether he's in my competition, in my weight class or not.
Yes, you did gain a rival.
And so...
Factions.
Yeah. Anyways, I shared their post recently and said, fight me August 1st. And then I did a clip from... What movie? It's a movie with...
It's a final countdown.
Who's the not Seth Rogen, but the other fat guy that's in movies?
Jonah Hill.
It's with Jonah Hill and the other guy, and they're
say not Seth Rogen.
They're the gun runners, and there's a part where they're talking
I never
about...
saw that. Was that good?
Yeah, it was good.
With the drummer guy?
Yeah, the guy from Whiplash.
Yeah, was that War Dogs or no?
Oh yeah,
War Dogs.
I think that is what it's called. Anyways, there's a clip in that they drive through
good trailers.
Triangle of Death.
Right.
And so they're like, we drive through all triangles, even your mom's triangle. And then they're like, Triangle of Death. But there's a move in jiu-jitsu.
Hilarious.
There's a move in jiu-jitsu, which I do regularly, called a triangle.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my go-to moves, so that's why I posted on there. And I said, fight me August 1st. Anyways, Washington Submission Series reposted it. And we were talking, and he says, hey, you've got four confirmed fights. Because it's round robin style.
In your weight class.
In my weight class, yeah. And he said, be prepared for the heat.
Oh.
And I said, I'm ready. Hopefully it's not too smoky. Because, shout out to earlier, there's a fire in Wenatchee.
Shout out to... Oh, yeah. Wait. Was that?
That's this.
Yeah, earlier, yeah.
There's been fires. And last year, was it last
Yeah.
year or the year before, where it's like you
2
literally
years ago, we were talking about this
could
weekend.
not, like, you could barely see the sun, is so smoky.
Yeah, they're talking about Stacy works at the hospital, and they said there was like
You
tons
work
of
at a
smoke in the
hospital.
hospital. No, I don't.
You work for a hospital.
I work for a hospital conglomerate.
Oligarchy.
Catholic oligarchy.
So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yes.
185 plus. I'm currently at 205. I could be fighting someone that's 400 pounds or 185 pounds.
What's your goal between now and then? Do you want to put on weight or do you want to?
I want to stay the same but be more healthy.
Okay.
Like some conditioning,
Yeah.
better better eating habits and hydration and things
Last
like
week.
that. Yep. So I don't care about I feel fine at I've been 205 for the last 2 years. The thing is, I've been 205 with different size pants over the last 2 years because, like, sometimes it's muscle, sometimes
Same.
it's fat, but it's the same weight.
Same. I've been
So,
205 with different pants.
Anyway,
Yeah, because I was thinking what would you do? Maybe you want to be 215 so you can fight the 300 guy.
I'll be
You know what?
215 if it's muscle.
You know what? There's always like a 300 guy who wants to get in there, and it's like his hobby and stuff like that. But it's like he can't put in the cardio work to be not the 300 guy, but
Right.
he's like 100% committed to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And jiu-jitsu is something where you can be that 320-pound guy
Right.
that lands on someone's foot and breaks it,
Right.
That can happen. So, luckily for me, I train with the guy who's 320 pounds. I train with...
Nothing against it.
No.
Shout out
Nothing
last
against
week.
it.
Morally neutral.
Other people that are, multiple people that are bigger than me, weight-wise. And so I feel fine about that. I'm not too worried about the weight.
Yeah, I guess in a competition like that, we're so open. I mean, if you show up and a guy's, 300 pounds and ripped to shreds.
I'm more worried about the guy who's like 240 and just freaking
They're
jacked.
You're right. Yep.
But I don't imagine this being like that. It seems pretty small.
And it's like, what can you do?
Yeah.
When it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, if it's 185 plus, it's like, if that is the case, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to
If Carlos's brother shows up, what would his name be? Jose.
Javier.
Yeah, it's Jose. This is too... Yeah, Javier. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to do my same game no matter what,
Yeah. Okay, shout out to all the people who go to the gas station in the morning. Me, sometimes I buy energy drinks. I do that too often. I apologize. And this just made me think of that. I'll get back to you in a second. I'm sorry. But
trying to see the correlation.
I just want to shout out to all my homies that I see at the gas station in the morning. People who smoke. Gotta buy cigarettes. And all the Mexican, landscapers, a.k.a. whatnot.
Physical labor,
Yeah. Tradesmen who are there in the morning. Now, I also want to give them a piece of advice. It is far cheaper and more... I understand if you buy cigarettes, you're spending your money on cigarettes. It's a lot.
Yeah.
The added tax, they don't want you to do that. It's not healthy for you. They're trying to tax you out of smoking, but you do it anyway. But for people, especially a people group who are known for cooking pretty good food,
Yeah.
they buy a lot of overpriced food items at the grocery store in the morning. They're buying water, they're buying sandwiches, they're buying snacks to have during the day as they're working. And I feel like they could just pack a lunch, and even if they want it cold, if they just put the investment into like a lunchbox and one of those refreezable ice packs, and you just pack a lunch during the day, they would save themselves a lot of money over time. So I just want to give a quick, just it's a word of advice, but it's also what's the word I'm looking for? It's just advice. I'm just sharing a different perspective, a way to save money, a suggestion, if you will. I would say make your food at home. Bring some leftovers, and you just save yourself some money over time. Because I see them spending, like myself, unnecessary money.
I need to. I need to take your advice but the struggle I have is like sometimes I need to pack dinner that night, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and breakfast. That's the amount of meals I need before I get back home.
Ugh, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So I feel like you have to buy some of them out of town or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually do like the instant oatmeal on the train if it's like the, early morning.
Is part of what you get paid supposed to be a stipend?
$6.25.
For a meal?
Yeah.
So if you're over,
like we used to get free meals on the train, and whatever union members back in the day voted that away for
because they wanted the money.
$6.25. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not worth it. 7-Eleven though.
Thanks, Obama.
7-Eleven and those El Monterey chicken chimichangas are right across the street.
So good.
Those are so good. Those are probably the most unhealthy thing that I like the most in terms of ratio.
I even like the breakfast ones.
I don't think I've had that. You know what they sell in the gas station that I used to eat all the time?
Probably I can tell you. Go ahead.
Bagel bites.
Oh, no.
I used to have bagel bites all the time, at least once a week when I was like in elementary school, junior
Bagel
high.
bites definitely became what Hot Pockets are to Jim Gaffigan, bagel bites were to like
My age.
your age.
Yeah, definitely. Because we were over, getting burnt and then having a cold-centered Hot Pocket. We were just give me the bagel bites.
Yeah, this gets so popular. Was not a fan.
Yeah. They were never that good,
Not
but they
worth
were good enough and easy enough. Just like me in high school. Zing! Just kidding.
That was funny. Not.
Speaking of the train.
Come on, man.
So, as we know, you may have noticed a couple weeks ago, Washington decided, along with the other West Coast country states, that we're back to 100% capacity.
Capacify this.
COVID's over. And so, what happens on the train? 100%
Dancing
capacity.
in the street.
100% capacity.
COVID's over.
And so,
shout out to all the people dying without
what else?
vaccinations. Go.
You know what else happens in California between Sacramento and Klamath Falls?
Is this Roseburg Hospital, who I do their cash accounting for?
And why were people going to the hospital?
They are dying of heat stroke. It's a mass casualty event.
Yes, there's a giant fire and it burns miles and miles of train track and a giant 250-foot tall trestle bridge. And so then what happens? The train can't go from Sacramento to Klamath Falls, a.k.a. can't go from L.A. to Seattle. So then what happens? Everybody who wants to go from Seattle to Eugene or Portland, that's normally on that train, are getting on my train. And what just happened a couple days before? 100% capacity. So now what's happening? We have a sold out train after a year and a half of having your own seat to yourself.
Boop, 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 boop.
So guess, and it's like, all these people all year long, all they've wanted is, we want to be back to normal. Why do we have to wear a mask? We want 100% capacity. Only half the people are allowed in the restaurant. Now I have to make a reservation. There's a 3-hour wait. What's the deal? I just want to be back to normal.
The staff won't come back to work.
Exactly. And now what happens? Literally hours after it all goes back to normal. Oh, we have a sold out train. Oh, you can't sit your family of 18 next to each other? Or you have to sit next to someone you don't know? We do still have to wear a mask because it's a federal transit.
Mm-hmm.
But
you can't go to Canada still.
Still no Canada. Because that's Canada's issue.
Sorry, quick caveat, and I don't want to make this too long, but why would somebody go to from L.A. to Seattle on a train?
It is literally one of the most scenic drives in the country.
That's what I was going to say. I can imagine it being a beautiful trip. So it's people who want some sort of...
And it's really just about... It's under 48 hours.
People who want the experience of that trip, whether it's for the beauty or just saying they've done it, whatever. Or people who are afraid of flying, that kind of person.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Or people on the do not fly list.
Oh. That's funny.
And so, yeah. Because it follows the coast, so it's very, very, very scenic.
Yeah.
Anyway. And so everyone's, people are complaining, and it's hot outside, and they're sitting next to each other. I can't find a seat. Da 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 da. And I'm like, people, this is what you wanted. 100% capacity. This is it. We're back to normal. This is what it was like every summer for the last 4
Don't you remember?
For the last 4 years that I worked here. Oh, man. So that was my week last week was
reacquainting people with the
normalcy, which was the past. And, being in close physical proximity to other human beings that you don't know their hygiene routines. I always wonder where they're racing outside, because I feel like maybe it's on 6th Avenue right here, but there's so many lights.
It's got to be the other one. What, 12th or whatever?
Yeah, well, there's 6 right there. Like, Tower Lanes and all that over there. And then, 12th back here. Yeah, but it's still a block. This is all one block. So I don't know. Maybe they just go from light to light.
But even 12th or even Pearl, I hardly see them busy. Except Pearl, like people going home.
Yeah, Pearl has the freeway exit.
But on your side, not much.
Yeah.
Docks.
So yeah, we're back to 100%.
And so, I don't know.
It was so funny to me, and I was saying it to people, and I'm just like, yeah, you got to find a seat with someone. I'm like, remember, this is what we all wanted the last year and a half is, 100% capacity. Make a friend.
Is that some of your new jokes? You got any new jokes this year on the train? Like one-liners? Because
that was one.
You don't go to Canada anymore, so I always think about your
Marshmallow Farms.
Marshmallow Farms. You look out the side. What was it?
I know. I've been missing them.
What was it? Loch Ness Monster or something like that?
Yeah, there's a sea monster, Loch Ness Monster, that's out in the water, and I haven't seen that in 2 years. It's up at Taylor Shellfish Farms outside of Bellingham. Still going through the Nelson Bennett Tunnel in Tacoma, which goes under Point Defiance Zoo.
Yeah, you got any one-liners? Oh, be quiet. You can hear the monkeys.
Exactly. Yeah, got that one still. And yeah, I'd give a couple of
COVID jokes.
COVID jokes. Like, we all got to wear the mask. If you haven't figured it out by now, put your mask on. Stuff like that. But and that was
Trust
the one.
me, you don't want to see their face over and
yeah. That last week it was definitely it's the train sold out.
D7 doesn't brush their teeth. You'd be glad you're wearing a mask.
Mine was
a mask.
Train is sold out. Please make room for people getting on at the next stop. If you have bags in your seat next to you, if make a friend. Smile at someone with your eyes because you're wearing your mask. Invite them in the seat next to you. Smize. Hashtag Tyra Banks. Hashtag.
I would make smize jokes all the time, but who knows about smizing?
I know. I feel like I watch that more than other people. America's Next Top Model.
yeah.
ANTM.
Have you seen all the stuff that's like all the borderline racist stuff they did on the shows?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We don't like you with long blonde hair. We're going to shave your head. And
make you look black.
yeah. Wear this African garb.
Shout
Garb.
out. Speaking
Shout
of
out garb.
speaking of Garb Brooks. Speaking of making you look black, shout out. What was her name? Australian rapper
Iggy Azalea.
Iggy Azalea. Who? Listen, she's not a good freestyler.
But she does have a CDL.
There's something cool about her, even though there's something very, very stupid about her. There's something cool about her that I like, except she was blackfishing.
Acting black to get black
Her
people?
latest video, she looks so black. But listen,
Her skin color or her
yes,
garb?
and hair.
It's
Her
black or
s-
blonde?
Black.
What?
You know who's blackfishes harder than anybody?
Robert
lately?
Downey Jr.?
No, that was just for a movie.
Okay.
Bad Baby. You
I was
mentioned
about to say that.
you mentioned her the other day, so
That's her whole MO.
then I went and like looked at her Instagram because I remembered that from like a long time ago. And oh man, I almost went to Wikipedia to look up her ethnicities to see if she was like flaunting her like 1/16th blackness or something, because
No way.
she's pretty much only trying to be black now. So, I mean,
Well, if we're talking about people coming up with other characters to live by, let me tell you about someone that I know. And I will just say this is a coworker who shan't be named because I'm going to talk a lot of crap. So there's this person.
you
this
just
coworker.
do whatever you feel is appropriate.
Let me tell you about this coworker. He is a he.
We have a wide listening audience.
He has been there a long time. It's an old head, as they call it, you know. He's got some seniority numbers, blah, blah, blah. Been doing it forever, about to retire. At one point in his life, he decided
Steve.
you know what? I don't like my name anymore.
Phil.
I don't like my name anymore because, you know, maybe I just don't like it. Maybe I've done things where I don't want people to recognize my name and I want people to be able to Google me because I have a record.
I think we've talked about those kind of people on this podcast.
And so, you know what? I'm going to change my name. I'm not just going to make up an inconspicuous name.
McLovin.
Yeah. Like McLovin. Something inconspicuous like Jack Johnson or something.
John Smith. The classics.
Lance. Gregory.
John Doe.
I'm going to take a name from a very famous Louis L'Amour, I believe is the author.
Oh, Louis L'Amour.
Louis L'Amour.
Yes, Mike loves those books. He's read them multiple times. We can't find a Western book that he hasn't read.
Exactly. He's like, okay, I'm just going to use one of these as my name. So his name is now... beep, beep.
Let me try to guess. Okay, go ahead.
And so...
Louis L'Amour.
I now have this very specific sounding name, which is weird. And I'm a very interesting character. I have a ponytail.
Oh. I do a low ponytail. I do a low pony just to be funny sometimes.
Yeah.
It looks so weird.
I have a white low pony. And sometimes when I get kicked out of my apartment, I buy one of those trailers that goes into a bed of a truck and I just sleep at work. And so this is a very eccentric character that likes to throw his seniority around and act like you don't know what you're doing. I know everything, blah, 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 blah. And he's just like an old eccentric guy. And then every once in a while, he'll just like act like he's your best friend, and it really throws me off. And he's just like, hey, have you heard of these? Have you heard of these things? It's called a one wheel. And it's those little like skateboards that have the one big wheel in the middle.
Oh, those seem cool.
And he's just like, I think I want to get one of these. And he has a very interesting voice like this. You know, like I was saying, it's really like down his throat like this.
Okay, you've given a lot of details in the story,
Mm-hmm.
but so
Names.
I
Go
may
ahead.
edit them out. But here's some of the main characters, which I assume. I just went to louislamore.com.
Okay.
I didn't go there. I googled Louis L'Amour. This is where I got.
Yeah.
Is it one of these? So I'm just going to name a few. Sorry to the listener for having to bear with me. But do you personally know if it's the main character or like a side character?
Nope. I just know it's from that.
How do you know it's from that? He said.
Yeah.
Or somebody told you.
Yeah. Other people have
Okay.
confirmed.
Charles, a.k.a. Chick Bowdry.
No.
Bowdry.
But it is as weird as that.
Hopalong Cassidy.
No.
Chanteries.
No.
Red Clanahan.
No.
Nestle Road Clay.
No. That's a
Steve
pretty good
Cowan.
one. Nope.
Lance Kilkenny.
No.
Tandy Meadows.
Oh, it's getting closer.
Kip Morgan.
Nope.
Joe Reagan.
Is there one that starts with an M?
Matherin Saber.
No.
Matt Saber. Sackets.
No.
Kim Sartain.
Nope.
Neil Shannon.
Anyways, it starts
Talon.
with an M.
Ten Sleep Mooney.
That's pretty good. But anyway, it's like
Ward McQueen.
It's like those where it's like, this is not just a normal name. You know, it has a vibe to it. So he's just like the super.
Is Luke Skywalker a cool name? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
And that's not his original name, isn't it?
I don't know.
I just saw a thing that was like the original writing, like the original script or book or whatever by, what's his name? George Lucas?
G. Lucas. Okay.
Anyway, okay, so this guy's very eccentric, and he's like really like not cool to new people, but then like we'll try to be your best friend. But anyway, I was with him the other day, and I noticed that he gets really excited about things, and he's just older. He's probably like almost 60. But one thing that he does a lot, I noticed, is he'll like make a joke, and then he'll look at you with a long pause, and then he'll go, "Not." Like, wish I could give you the exact example, but it's just like instead of like doing normal sarcasm like most people in the modern world do.
It was like 1991, like teen shows. Like,
yeah. Instead of just like, oh, that's sarcasm, he
Yeah.
he has to throw in the obnoxious pause and not psych, you know.
Okay, I have a working theory on this.
Okay.
People like this fella.
Yeah.
They said it one time and they thought, and like everybody laughed, and like they've never been able to get it out of their head, and
Yeah.
it's like their thing. It's like their thing now.
Probably because, like I said, he changed his name to a character. I feel like he purposely tries to make a character of himself, and not just to be funny. I think that he just is like
That's deep.
living this world where he's like, he has to be this like abrasive old head. I've been doing this job forever type guy. To if you're new, but then he'll be like super cool with someone else, or like weird little things that are like specific to my job where it's like, oh, you can't say Roger on the radio because that doesn't actually convey your communication. You have to say copy that or I understand or whatever. You can't say Roger. What does that mean? And like stupid little things like that.
That's funny.
But he'll try to like hold it over you because he's been doing it for 30 years or whatever.
Yeah.
There's countless things like that that are really annoying, and he makes a big deal out of. And so he's like creating this character and this like reputation and like little things like that, and it's just like it's exhausting to be around. Where am I going with this? I don't know. I just wanted to vent. And
Here's what I think. Here's a weird question.
the not thing really makes me laugh whenever it happens because he does it like I said, anytime you and I would just do like some sarcasm,
Yeah.
he says it, and then it's like anytime you did sarcasm, you added in not, and
Yeah.
it's not just a not, it's like a ah.
Yeah, like I'm really glad you brought this story up on the podcast. Not. Okay,
Exactly.
no, just kidding. No,
You
people
didn't
like this.
hold out not long enough.
Not. Ow, that
Exactly.
hurt my throat.
That's
Do
what
you
she
think? Do you think? How am I going to edit that out? Do you think? Um, do you? This is a weird question. Chicken or egg? Do you think that's that person's like personality, or do you think they're putting it on, or can you separate the two? Because
I think it is now their personality because they have been doing it for so long.
yes, that's what I think. It's such a weird question because you meet that kind of person, and then deep down there's something inside of you that goes like, or inside of you there's something that goes like deep down, like I don't think you are that person.
Right.
I don't think you say that thing. But it's like the fact that they are saying that thing and they are so committed to that, and that is who they are now. It's
Yeah.
like you sort of are.
Yeah, it's been so long of acting like that it's like normal.
Yeah. So is it an act or is it normal? What do you say about this feller?
It's his new normal,
Oh,
and it has been for
40
a long
is
time.
the new 30.
Yeah, well, since I feel like
Annoying is the new normal.
exactly. He's been living this abrasive character from Louis L'Amour for who knows how long.
So what's abrasive about him? He's just kind of just
A-hole.
yeah,
Yeah.
just for the sake of being
Yeah.
one.
You don't have to be like you could even if say some new
Does
guy.
he think that's funny, being the a-hole?
No.
No,
He's not doing
that's
it to
just-
be funny. He's like
Well,
serious.
I didn't know if he was doing he was doing the knot.
No, he's
Like, haha,
no, it's not
I'm
like
the
that.
a-hole
No.
guy, but I'm not.
No, but he would say like that. If someone was like saying, "Oh, we gotta work with him," and he's like, "Oh, great," and he would kind of like feed off of it,
Yeah.
But I think he's just been doing it so long, and it's like you don't have to be like that. If there's some new guy who's like doing something wrong, help him out or whatever. Teach him. If you're so good, instead of like being a big a-hole and calling him out or whatever.
Some people sort of get off on keeping people on their toes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Not get off like I need some privacy.
Yeah.
But like yeah, they love keeping people on their toes.
Yeah, so
That's that kind of guy.
yeah, definitely. And it's like always to the new guy.
Okay,
Never
quick question though. This guy, what do you think he spends his $625 on?
That's what's funny because here's the thing with railroaders. They end up, because of stuff like that, they end up being like super stingy with certain things. They'll either be super stingy and like, take the soap and the toilet paper from the hotel room.
That's just a guy thing, but yeah.
No, it's not on the railroad. There's girls on the railroad that do that. And so they're stingy with things like that. They'll take every little nickel and dime, make sure they're getting paid for every minute, blah, blah, blah. So I think that, what does he spend his $6 on? He never bought the one wheel board. He just talks about it.
He rolls into Portland.
Yeah.
You go to Chipotle, you have your couple favorites, you got your salt and straw.
Here's the thing.
You want something more regular, you go to Chipotle.
The last 2 times I worked with him, out of the 4 times I worked with him, because we used to be on opposite schedules, when we get into Portland, even if he was an a-hole to me in the morning, like he was this last time, when we get to Portland, all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, are you going to the food trucks around the corner? Shoot me a text, I'll go." Blah, blah. He like wants to be buddies.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, we hit up the food trucks.
Yeah, interesting.
I was like, I'll give him a chance,
Wouldn't have guessed.
because to me now, it's now a science project. I'm now studying him.
And what a fitting way to wrap these couple episodes up. We have a couple science experiments happening.
Hypotheses.
We have some hypotheses running within the podcast now, and I would like to introduce. There was a hypothesis There's a hypothesis last week and a working hypothesis you just heard this week. And I have another hypothesis, which is more people will listen to this podcast if you share it. And that's just a hypothesis I have. And I would like you, the listener, dear listener, Bad Family, to share this podcast, tell somebody about it, share it on your stories, follow Bad Brothers Pod on Instagram, share a post every now and again, give a shout out, tag.
Test out the hypothesis,
Suggest.
see what happens, and let us know the results.
Test the hypothesis. I have a hypothesis. They'll enjoy it. They will.
Mm-hmm.
They will. I love talking like this. They will.
People say, a lot of people that listen to the podcast for the first time say I talk like that, like NPR-esque. Is that true?
Yeah, I think your voice has more of that timbre.
Timbre?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't timber wood?
Jeffrey Tambor. Word association.